Hey, I'm going to introduce the Advantage paper cutter today. First thing you need to know that when you come to this paper cutter, it's going to be locked and you will need a key. The key is marked with PC for paper cutter, and it's pretty easy. It comes off like this. So set that aside. There's a couple things about this. This handle controls the blade. We're going to start by setting that upright. Then we're going to raise the presser foot. And you'll see the daylight below the pressure foot there. We're just going to raise that all the way up. Next I'm going to, I wanted to advise everybody to wipe down the bed of the cutter so that you don't get any dirt or gunk on your paper, because there's nothing more disappointing. So just wipe it down with a rag before you get started. I'm going to cut this whole stack of paper. A cutter like this can take on quite a bit of paper at a time. And I'm going to cut this in half. So let me just take a quick measurement. Great, I'm going to cut that to 8.5. I'm using the guide on the side of the cutter, and I'm pushing this ruler all the way to the back. I want to use the dial in the front to bring my ruler, my guide, to line up my measurement. And I'm using a mark here on the Teflon blade catch. I can see where the blade hits the Teflon, so I'm being mindful of that spot as I'm making my measurement. And when I get that to the right spot, please remember to take the ruler out. This blade will go through the ruler if you don't forget, or if you forget to take it out. So important, take that out. Now we're ready to put the paper in. In order to be sure that my blade goes all the way through the paper, I'm going to put a piece of, what do you call it, paperboard, chipboard, underneath my paper in the bed of the cutter. Just going to jog that up. The measurement guide in the back is squared to these guides on the side here. So push your paper up against the guide on the side and also all the way to the back of the cutter. And when you're standing here, you'll be able to see that it's nice and square and that you've got a nice stack of paper. All right. I also want to protect the top surface of my paper. So I'm using the same chipboard, and I'm setting it down under where the presser foot is going to come down. That foot has got some little fingers that will emboss the paper because of the pressure. So that's why I'm using the chipboard, just to protect my good paper. I don't want to mess it up. Lower that pressure foot until it's just tight. You don't have to crank on it. It just, once it stops, it's fine. So there we go. You can see the blade right here. It's raised up. It's in the raised position. Right now I want to be sure that my right hand knows what my left hand is doing. So I'm going to put both hands on this lever. As I bring it down, you'll note that it's got quite a bit of weight to it already. There, my blade is resting on the paper, and now I'm just going to do a downward push until I can feel it go all the way through that chipboard in the back. That's how I know that I've made it all the way through my stack. My paper is beautifully cut in half, and I can open the opposite side and join these two stacks together, and they should be half and half. And there we are. When you're done, you're just going to recycle your chipboard. These are certainly reusable, even though they're in pieces. You know, they're good for the next cut as long as they're clean, so that can get recycled. Putting everything back the way you found it is important. So we're going to lower the blade for safety. And there it's going to sit. And then go ahead and lower that pressure foot all the way down. And then we will put the lock back on the cutter. And that's how you use the advanced cutter.